Welcome to the Explainer. So, when someone throws around the term AI agent, what actually pops into your head? Honestly, most people I talk to either instantly pictured the Terminator, some rogue digital robot causing absolute chaos, or their eyes just completely glaze over because they assume it's way too technical. And, well, neither of those reactions is super helpful. Today, we're going to cut through all that. We're going to break down what an AI agent actually is, how it works, what it can do, and most importantly, why you should absolutely care about it. No confusing jargon, just a clear, straightforward look at the tech. Right off the bat, is an AI agent just a digital Terminator? Short answer, no way. Absolutely not. Let's just strip away those sci-fi movie tropes right now. An AI agent is definitely not magic, and it's certainly not a robot coming to get you. It's actually just a highly capable, incredibly powerful software tool. And the best part here? You can easily wrap your head around exactly how it works without needing to write a single line of code.
Let's look at the difference between regular AI and an AI agent. Think about the tools you're probably already using. They are strictly reactive. You type a question, it spits out an answer. It basically just sits there waiting for you to poke it, kind of like, I don't know, texting really smart friend. But an AI agent, it's fundamentally different because it is active. It actually does things on its own without you having to hold its hand through every little step. So instead of just texting that smart friend, using an agent is a lot more like hiring a personal assistant. You hand them a goal, and they go off and do the thinking and the doing.
Now, you might be wondering, where does the word agent even come from in this context? Like secret agents? Real estate agents? Well, in computing and philosophy, the definition is actually really literal. An agent is simply something that takes actions in pursuit of a goal. That's it. It's not passive. It perceives its environment, which just means the data and the information it has access to. It makes decisions based on that, and then it acts with intent to actually achieve whatever goal we've given it.
Okay, moving into section 1, the project manager loop, or how AI agents actually work.
So now that we know what an agent is, let's peek under the hood. To really get the mechanics without drowning in tech jargon, I want you to picture a phenomenal project manager at work. You hand them a brief, let's say, goal, launch product by March. Now, a truly good project manager doesn't come running back to your desk every 5 minutes asking what to do next, right? No, they break that massive goal down into bite-sized tasks, they figure out who needs to do what, they check on the progress, and if they hit a roadblock, they adapt and keep pushing until the job is done.
And honestly, that brilliantly illustrates the AI agent's internal loop. What's happening inside the software is practically a mirror image of that project manager. The agent takes your big goal and drops into this constant loop. Step 1, plan. It breaks the goal down into smaller steps. Step 2, act. It goes out and grabs the tools or info it needs. Step 3, observe. It checks to see if what it just did actually worked. And step 4, adjust. It fixes things if it didn't. Plan, act, observe, adjust. And it just keeps cycling through that loop until the goal is totally met. Or if it hits a hard limit it just can't handle, a well-built agent will safely flag that back to you rather than just blindly charging off a cliff. Which brings us to section 2, giving the AI hands, or how agents interact with the world. You might be thinking, okay, but how does it actually do those steps? An agent, by itself, is really just a brain. To interact with the world, we have to give that brain a pair of hands. And in this case, hands are software tools. A tool might be the ability to run a live web search, read and write your emails, open up a spreadsheet, book calendar appointments, or even run snippets of code. The brain figures out what needs to be done, and these tools are how it pulls it off. But the absolutely crucial point here is that you only give an agent the very specific tools it needs for its designed purpose. If you build an agent to manage your inbox, you give it access to your email. You wouldn't, and really shouldn't, give your email agent access to your company's core financial systems, unless there was a highly specific reason for it. So, armed with a brain and a shiny new set of tools, what can AI agents actually do for us in practice? Well, think about your average workday for a second. How much of it is chewed up by things that are super repetitive, totally process-driven, and let's be honest, don't really require your actual brain power? If you're like most people, you probably spend half your day stuck in exactly that kind of administrative grind, categorizing emails, drafting those routine thanks for reaching out responses, scheduling meetings, summarizing endless documents, pulling reports from 3 different systems. This is where agents become a real game changer. You could have an agent that just lives in your inbox. It categorizes your messages, drafts responses to the routine stuff, and only flags what genuinely needs your human input. And it does this continuously in the background.
You don't have to log in and manually do all that clicking and typing. It literally gives you your time back. And let's look at a more personal example, like booking a vacation. Imagine giving an AI this goal. Long weekend in Europe, June, 800-pound budget, boutique hotels only, maximum 1 layover. If you drop that into a regular search engine today, it spits out 10 pages of links and basically says, all right, good luck. But an agent handles it completely differently. It actually goes away, searches the flights, checks real-time hotel availability, cross-references customer reviews, compares all the pricing options, and then comes back to you with a curated shortlist. It does the heavy lifting. It makes micro decisions along the way and presents you with, here are your 3 best options, and here's exactly why I picked them. Now, what's incredibly fascinating is watching how agents are starting to operate in highly serious industries. Take healthcare. Agents can triage incoming patient queries or flag anomalies in thousands of test results. And what's the benefit there? It leaves the complex, nuanced medical judgment exactly where it belongs, with the doctors. Or look at finance. Agents monitor millions of transactions for fraud and generate the data reports, which totally frees up human analysts to focus on high-level expert analysis. They aren't replacing the human expert's job, they're just handling the massive volume of routine data so the humans can focus on the exceptions, the judgment calls, and the final accountability.
All right, Section 3, the human element, and why understanding AI agents matters.
So why does getting your head around AI agents actually matter for all of us, not just the tech experts in Silicon Valley? The honest truth is, agents are already out there making decisions that affect your life. Have you ever applied for a loan and received an almost instant response? There is highly likely an agent involved in that pipeline. Notice those ultra-fast, perfectly polished customer service chat responses? That's an agent. Hyper-targeted social media feeds? Automated agent-like systems are driving a lot of that. These newer systems are built on massive large language models, which gives them this wild combination of deep language understanding and the actual ability to take action. It's a whole new level of sophistication, and it's already woven into our daily lives.
And precisely because they are embedded in our daily routines, we all need to be empowered to ask the hard questions. Things like, how was this decision actually made? What criteria was it looking at? Can I challenge this outcome? If your local council starts using an AI agent to allocate housing, or your company uses one to screen resumes, you simply can't ask the right questions if you don't understand the underlying technology. Grasping how these agent loops work is entirely about giving yourself the power to hold these systems accountable.
There really is a massive contrast here between the fear and the reality. The fear, that whole Terminator sci-fi magic panic, that usually just comes from systems feeling opaque and mysterious. It's human nature. We fear what we don't understand. But the reality is so much more grounded. These are just understandable project management loops. They're powerful software tools, yes, but they have very clear limitations. Once you understand the mechanics we've been walking through today, the tech suddenly becomes significantly less scary and much more of a practical, manageable tool.
Let's talk about a vital guardrail against the real risks here, the risk of agents making bad decisions at lightning speed. It's a concept called human in the loop. Basically, it's a safeguard where the AI agent does all the heavy lifting, all that tedious legwork, but a real human being absolutely must approve any consequential actions before they get triggered. Think about it. If an agent has access to your business email or it's executing financial trades, autonomous mistakes can snowball incredibly fast. Having a human in the loop is the essential balance point that the whole industry is trying to perfect right now. So, if you want to walk away with just 3 key things from this explainer, make it these. First, agents actively take actions to achieve goals. They plan, they do, and they adapt, rather than just passively answering our questions. Second, they are already operating out in the real world, inside the systems you and I interact with every single day. And third, they absolutely are not magic. They are software tools that desperately require human guardrails and oversight to make sure they operate safely and effectively. Which brings us to a final question to leave you with. Are you ready to bring the AI agent conversation to your own kitchen table? Seriously, this isn't a topic that should be locked away in tech boardrooms. The more ordinary people who understand how this stuff works, the better our collective decisions are going to be about how these tools actually get used in our society. So keep discussing it, keep asking the tough questions, and please don't let the tech jargon intimidate you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope you leave here feeling a little more empowered to navigate our new agent-filled world.